Muhammad Ali was, the story goes, the greatest boxer of all time. But that's not why he'll be remembered as the greatest. Ali's greatness is all about the other punches he threw.
I'm gonna fight for the prestige, not for me, but to uplift my little brothers who are sleeping in concrete floors today in America.
For example, listen to the story about after he won the gold medal in the 1960 Olympics.
I took my gold medal, thought I'd invented something. I said, man, I know I'm going to get my people freedom there. I'm the champion of the whole world, Olympic champion. I know I can eat downtown now. And I went downtown that day, had my big old medal on, and went in the restaurant. So at that time, black things wasn't integrated. The black folks couldn't eat downtown. And I went downtown, I sat down, and I said, a cup of coffee, hot dog. The lady said, we don't serve Negroes. I was so mad. I said, I don't eat them either. Just give me a couple of hot dogs.
So it might not be a surprise that an early mentor of his was Malcolm X, then of the very controversial Nation of Islam. The morning after Cassius became heavyweight champ, he confirmed publicly that he was a member of the Nation of Islam.
So now, Muhammad Ali.
But he refused to change his name legally.
Who would have to face? The judge. The judge is what color?
I don't know.
He's white. So in other words, I'd have to ask a white man, may I call myself Muhammad Ali Boss?
He refused the draft to serve in Vietnam as a conscientious objector. That meant losing his title, losing his profession, and being convicted in a court.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. What, I'm going to shoot them for what? How am I going to shoot them? Why would just take me to jail?
But his moral stand brought him into the civil rights movement. He befriended Martin Luther King Jr. despite their religious differences. And he took his case of conscientious objection to the Supreme Court.
I haven't burnt my own draft record. But what I'm doing is legal. This is why I believe I'll receive justice in the higher court. You can deny the draft on any grounds, but you'll have to go to court. It's law. If you lose, you go to jail, which I said I do. My fight is legal. But if you notice, I'm been the most persecuted. I'm not allowed to work in America. I'm not allowed to leave America. Home of the brave, land of the free.
He won that case. And when he returned to boxing, he didn't stop shaking things up.
Vietcong are not all bad, but America's still dropping bombs. In Hiroshima, Japan wasn't bad, but she still dropped the bomb. In Korea, they wasn't bad, but they still dropped the bomb. So now I'm going to forget the 400 years of lynching and killing and raping and depriving my people of freedom, justice, equality, the first fire, last high, the lowest of low, last respected. And I'm going to look at 2 or 3 white people who are trying to do right and don't see the other million trying to kill me.
He used these media appearances over and over to try to promote living a moral life.
As you know, in this country, a black athlete or entertainer has a lot of influence. Some of them promote wrestling, some of them make movies. I'd like to do all I can to uplift the people morally and spiritually, and as far as loving self and sticking together and helping self before expecting others to help them and respect them when they don't respect themselves.
Ali was a fighter, but I don't think his muscles are really the part that we care about. And it's not what he cared most about either.
Boxing is just to introduce me to the struggle, but my main fight is for freedom and equality. And money don't really mean nothing, because I proved that when I gave up the title, not knowing if I'm coming back or not for 4 years.
He stood with Nelson Mandela against apartheid. He delivered medical supplies and food to kids all over the world. 3 billion people watched this in 1996. And in one of his final public appearances, he spoke out about Islam after the devastating attacks of September 11th, even though he could barely speak.
I'm a Muslim. I've been a Muslim for 20 years. And I'm against killing, violence, and all Muslims are against it. I think that people should know the real truth about Islam. You know me, I'm a boxer. I'm called the greatest of all time. People recognize me for being a boxer and a man of truth. And I wouldn't be here representing Islam if it was really like the terrorists made it look. I think that all the people should know the truth and come to recognize the truth, because Islam is peace against killing, murder, and the terrorists and the people doing that in the name of Islam are wrong. And if I had a chance, I'd do something about it.
And last fall, when he could no longer speak, He wrote a statement against comments from Donald Trump that lumped the actions of a few murderers in Paris and San Bernardino with 1.5 billion Muslims around the world. He said, quote, "Speaking as someone who has never been accused of political correctness, I believe that our political leaders should use their position to bring understanding about the religion of Islam and clarify that these misguided murderers have perverted people's views on what Islam really is."